As my good buddy Hootie Hoo always says, this is about to be a really fun video. Today we're going to take a look at a couple of things. First, I sometimes get the question, why is a 223 bolt action a good idea? Basically, what benefits would having a 223 bolt action have? And there are many. At the same time, I want to give my Christensen arms a chance for redemption. I've had this gun for a couple years and only shot it a handful of times with just normal 55 grain 223, and just being honest, it's always been kind of a rough ride. Accuracy was, let's just say, seriously subpar. Calling feeding not great would be generous. Basically, everything was kind of a train wreck. Well, I have been told that the 223 version of the Christensen MPR is specifically designed for 77 grain match ammo. So I got a bunch of 77 grain ammo to give the MPR a chance at a redemption tour. Lastly, I changed the MPR stock out for a Woox Furiosa stock because I just like it better, and we'll go over what I like better about it as well. If you're not familiar, as the Christensen MPR comes, it is a 16-inch carbon fiber barrel, a Christensen action in a Christensen MPR stock. The entire gun is meant to be an ultra-lightweight hunting rifle along the lines of something like the Q-Fix, but utilizing a standard Remington 700 action. They actually did some work moving the pistol grip forward and working some other key features into the stock. But in use, I've just never really been a fan. It's just never felt good, and that was probably amplified by the fact that the gun just didn't really perform well every time I brought it out. So for this attempt at redemption, I switched out the stock to a stock that I know I love, the Woox Furiosa. I know by now everyone has probably seen the Woox Furiosa chassis, and it is very impressive to look at. But let me tell you, it is so much more impressive in real life. I love when something meets both form and function, when something can look this good while at the same time feel great when shooting it. It doesn't happen often, but it is a tremendous accomplishment when a product can come to market, look as good as this does, and work that well in actual use. But the Woox Furiosa is one of those products. The craftsmanship and build quality is amazing, it feels great, and the fact that it looks nothing short of stunning doesn't hurt anything either. Mine is the black micarta version, and it has this beautiful blacked out wood look. The chassis is also fully adjustable for length of pull and comb height. There's also M-LOK up front for easy attachment of accessories. I also like how by design, the metal in the chassis never touches the shooter's body. All the contact points are either wood or in this case micarta, but it's a much more interactive, comfortable feeling than metal would be. Furiosa is a full chassis with aluminum skeleton underneath to support your rifle and free float the barrel. The Furiosa is an excellent addition to any bolt-action rifle, and in my opinion, a big improvement on the stock of the MPR. So we have the Christensen loaded up with some 77 grain, and let's see what kind of group we can get at 100 yards. So that was kind of shocking to me. I had never seen this gun shoot that well. That's sub-MOA, even with the shooter admitting he pulled one shot. If you take that shot out, this thing is insanely accurate. There might be something to the 77 grain ammo. Occasionally I get the question, why would you want a 223 bolt action? And I'm always slightly shocked when I get this question. First of all is cost. Cheaper training. You can buy 223 ammo cheaper than you can get, say, 6.5 Creedmoor or 308, and that can translate into more reps on your rifle. You can also get 223 almost anywhere. The more you shoot, the better you will get, I guarantee it. You can watch all the videos, listen to all the podcasts, but the one thing that will actually make you better is shooting, and you can do more of that for less money if your gun is chambered in 223 as opposed to most other bolt action calibers. Now that being said, you should get something similar to your regular bolt action so that it's easy move from one to the other, and that'll make the practice more effective. If you've ever shot one, the recoil is pleasant and they're just a lot of fun to shoot. Also, if you have younger shooters, it's obviously best to start with the .22 long rifle, but when they are ready to move up to something with a little more power, .223 is a great option. You can still learn about ballistics and bullet drops at distance with .223. Everything works the same as it does with larger calibers, and you can learn about wind and dope using less money on ammo with .223. Also, when you stretch out .223 to around the 1,000-yard range, it's more challenging than, say, something like 6.5 Creedmoor, and will really teach you about wind and other factors very quickly. Personally, I would say your first bolt action should be something like a 6.5 Creedmoor or a 308, something conventional with easily available ammo. If you get a second bolt action, I would seriously consider making it a .223. At 525 yards, the Christensen Arms is still doing great. I'm kind of in shock about this, I have to admit. I am extremely happy with the way this thing is shooting with 77 grain ammunition. We had no problem at all smacking steel at 525 yards. But in case you've missed it, we are obviously still having feeding issues. This is the magazine that came with the MPR, and it is an MDT polymer magazine, and usually MDT makes probably the best magazines for bolt-action rifles. Now I do have this other metal .223 magazine that I use in my other .223 bolt-action, and I did want to see if maybe it was just the magazine. And this is also made by MDT. These next two clips were shot later when I had access to my other metal MDT .223 magazine, and as you can see, it would appear that the Christensen Arms MPR is feeding perfectly from that magazine. Well, I guess between the ammo and the magazine, it's like my ex-wife used to say, this is all my fault. Let's see how the MPR does at 1,000 yards with 77 grain ammo and only a 16-inch barrel.
Right edge. Yep.
Well, it would appear with the right ammo, the Christensen Arms MPR is a very accurate rifle. It would also appear that with a good magazine, it should feed fine as well. But I will say I do think it should work with the magazine that comes with the rifle. I hear all kinds of opinions from people about Christensen Arms, both good and bad. I will say I'm glad I decided to make this video because I was going to get rid of this rifle, but now I'm definitely keeping it. Let me know in the comments section what you think of Christensen Arms and what your experience has been with them. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because as always, we have some really big reviews in the works that you won't want to miss. If you want to know what those reviews are way before they hit the YouTube channel, check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, where you can see what's being reviewed in real time. If you want to help support Alabama Arsenal, the absolute best way to do that is through Patreon. These videos can be surprisingly expensive to make, and every little bit helps and is greatly appreciated. There's also Alabama Arsenal gear available right below the video if you want to go out and represent. And as always guys, thank you so much for watching.